Hey, what's up everyone, Saintsfan back again with another GTA DLC Q&A. Today, I am going to be answering some of you guys' questions about the After Hours DLC. Now, as most of you guys know, I still really haven't touched on everything in the DLC. I did sort of set up my nightclub and all that earlier this morning and somewhat got an idea of what is going on, but I still am kind of confused with how the whole business stuff works. So if I say anything that is, I guess, wrong in this video, I am sorry, but again, I am learning as I go. But anyway, hopping into the questions. The first one from Cody: what do you think about the new After Hours update? Well, since I've only played it for about a couple of hours, I can't really give, an accurate review, I guess. One thing I will say, first thoughts, there is less than I thought there would be. Now, I know there's a ton of stuff that is locked. There's a ton of drip-fed content, like DJs are drip-fed. There's a ton of clothing options that are coming out later. There are a ton of liveries coming out later. There are even missions coming out later. What we got that is released, it's not as much as I thought. I mean, yeah, there's the club stuff. There's the business consolidation stuff. There's a few vehicles, which I thought there'd be way more. I don't know exactly how many have been released, but I want to say it's only like 6 or 7. And there's only 8 unreleased vehicles, so there's really not much. Now, I don't know if this DLC is gonna, or if they plan on drip feeding stuff until Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out at the end of October, but if they do, I don't know how they're gonna do that with not as many vehicles as they've drip fed in the past. Unless they go like a couple of weeks to drip feed, I don't know. That's my first sort of thoughts on the DLC. Again, I maybe can answer this better once I get some more hours under my belt, playing with the business consolidation stuff, doing some more of the nightclub stuff. But that's my first thought. There's just not a lot. Next one, Nyan. Do you think the nightclub DLC was a letdown? A lot of people have been saying that they thought it was a letdown, but then there's also a lot of people saying that they really like it. So as far as the community opinion goes, it's sort of mixed. And again, I can't really say if it's a letdown or not. I guess it is a letdown in the fact that we kind of overhyped it. I mean, look, you could say it's our fault, but Rockstar, if they give us information, we don't overhype things. We overhype things because they don't give us information. So, there's that. But from what I understand, it's like the business is sort of just supplemental to all the other businesses. Like, it's not going to be, it's a standalone thing that makes you a ton of money, but it's going to be something that you don't have to really do much for, and it does make you money in addition to everything else. So in that regard, I think, that's kind of cool. And having the new nightclub, I saw there was a bunch of, you can add garage floors, so more garage space is awesome. So it's not really a letdown in that part. The only part that I guess, like I said with the last question, that would be considered a letdown is that there's just not that many vehicles for us to buy. That's one of my favorite parts of the game, buying vehicles, customizing them. There's not that many. And even the ones we do have, some of them aren't even that good looking. Ahmad, do you think we're going to get a small DLC that will add only cars in October or other months, like the SA DLC? Because lack of content in I don't know what that last part means. Basically, do I think there's going to be a mini DLC in between this one and then Red Dead 2? I really hope so. The one thing, even though there's only the 8 unreleased vehicles, there are still like the 10 or 11 vehicles that Rockstar are adding to the website that you can buy that are already in the game. And unless those are going to have some sort of upgrade, then I think they need to release a mini DLC that adds new vehicles, because there's no way that they can only get through, or that they can only go through 8 vehicles and have that last for like 2 or 3 months. Even though they have all this other content, vehicles is what makes them the most money, and there's no way that they can extend that as far as they could. And I think that'd be the perfect solution, just adding or having a little mini DLC, let's say at the end of September or something, that adds 10 or so new vehicles to the game. That's all they need to do. Very simple, very easy, but I don't know. Will it be done? That is the ultimate question. Bert, everyone is saying that the money making is bad, but I think you get a lot for doing nothing at all. What do you think? Yeah, exactly. That's sort of my opinion. And again, I don't know everything. I haven't even seen how much you can make, but if you don't do anything, then you can't really complain. Yeah, would it be better if you made more? Of course. But the fact that you really don't do anything, it's sort of just all automated and you get extra money for it, how can that be a bad thing? If you are doing all these other businesses and making money that way, then having this extra money only helps, really. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what everyone thought was going to be, in this business consolidation DLC part, but I think what they did seems pretty reasonable to me. I mean, you guys in the comment section can let me know your thoughts, but for me, I think it's pretty good. Shiloh, did you figure the nightclubs yet? If you have caught up with the unreleased content, what is the thing you're most excited for? Could it be the DJs, old car liveries, new vehicles, whatever? This will be one of the questions of the day. What are you guys most excited for with the unreleased content? Not just the vehicles, because there are 8 vehicles, but there are also missions, there are the DJs, there are the liveries, there are the clothing options. Like there's a ton of stuff that they haven't released. For me, I would say I'm most excited for the Terror Bite, and that is one of the new vehicles that they're adding that is going to add new missions. I really enjoyed the Martin missions, I want to say they were called, that they added, the dispatch missions that they added a couple of months ago. And if they do something like that again, that uses some of these new vehicles, I think those will be a lot of fun. And especially if they do pay out a decent amount of money, these new missions could be one of the best parts of this DLC. So that's what I'm most excited for, the new missions. Noah, why are Bahama Mamas and Tequila La still locked and inaccessible? Opening these clubs should have been a no-brainer with this update. Dude, I agree. I understand why they didn't do Tequila La, because there is that mission, like the biker mission there, and it might have just complicated things. But Bahama Mamas should have definitely been opened. I don't know why they are so insistent on having a working interior for this club, but then not even open it. I mean, it could have worked exactly like the strip club. You go in there, it's public. You don't own it, but you can just go in there and hang out with friends. It's kind of crazy how Rockstar do these things or have these things in the game, yet they don't capitalize on them or they don't release them. Then we have Monley. Do you think that this will be the last DLC because of Red Dead Redemption 2? People, I've been seeing this a lot lately, asking, oh my god, is this the last DLC? Obviously, we don't know 100%, but there's no way. I 100% believe there's going to be a DLC in December. Now, this DLC may be the last DLC until the one in December, but there's 100% got to be one in December because that's what makes them the most amount of money, even if it's a little DLC. I mean, yeah, they probably will be pushing Red Dead Redemption 2 at the end of this year when it releases, but I still think that, and they've said they can have both. They can do Red Dead Redemption 2 online and GTA Online. And I think there's an audience out there for that. So I 100% believe there's going to be more DLCs. This is not the last one, not by a long shot. And then the last question from Java Junkie. When will they release the liveries for the cars that are going to be added to buy? Will they drip feed the cars and liveries or release them all at once like the Futo? I think Rockstar are taking this drip feeding stuff to like another level. Because before it was only the vehicles that were drip fed, but now we have the vehicles, we have the missions, we have the clothes, we have the liveries. We have DJs. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it. If they try to extend this DLC until Red Dead Redemption 2, which is at the end of October, then I think they're going to do everything separately. I mean, look, if they were smart and didn't want the community to really hate them or more than they already do, then they would release everything at once or, most of the stuff at once. But if they do want to extend it, I could totally see them doing a car one week, a livery the next week, then they do clothing the next week. Although I will say a lot of this stuff probably is going to be a part of the guest list. So if you're a part of the guest list, that's what I'm assuming most of these vehicles or most of these liveries and most of these clothing options will be for. So it's not technically drip feeding, whatever. It's part of this guest list. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, there you guys have it. That is the Q&A for this week. Thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comment section since the DLC has been out for a week, one of the other questions of the day is, for me, what do you guys think about the DLCs? Do you like it? Do you not like it? I feel like after a week, you probably have a good opinion on it. So I'm just curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Anyway, thank you all. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.